The red Menace KV-220. Oh my god. Hey folks, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I thought we'd do another one of our in-depth sort of strategy analysis videos, this time in the KV-220. We've got a 13 kill game today, just casually. In the KV-220, and it's no surprise, I saw Spookston's video the other day, and I realised that I completely forgot I had this vehicle, and so I decided to give it a go again, and oh my lord, words cannot describe this vehicle. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, people, please do consider. We're trying to hit our goal of 250 subscribers, maybe 1,000 before the end of the year, so if we're able to get to that goal of 250 before, well, maybe end of next month, then I'll be extremely happy, but let's jump into things here. So the KV-220, 2,500 score for a nuke. And we completely blew past that in this game. It's a shame that we couldn't get nukes in this video, but what we decided to do is we are going super aggressive into Alpha here. We are steamrolling through enemy Tigers, Panthers, VKs, whatever may be thrown at us, and we only get one death because we get flanked in roughly a minute or so here. But this vehicle features 100mm of armor all around. And words cannot describe the feeling of the armor. And the interesting thing is you have to angle this thing in a really odd way. You have to angle it like this. And the weird thing about angling it at this angle here is that enemies think that they can go through the side plate of this angle. It baits them into firing there, and they just can't. They genuinely cannot get through you. And it is genuinely insane how powerful the armor on this thing is. Now, the gun isn't necessarily the best. How do I describe it? It could be better. The armor could be significantly better, and we are a bit oblivious to the vehicles surrounding us here, and it is partially because I was listening to music at the same time. But, the gun on this is an 85mm. I like the 85s, I think they're superb for the most part, and I don't have an issue with any of them. They do struggle a bit sometimes, especially against Panthers, but I think for the most part we're, I don't know how I don't see that guy, and he does eventually kill us. But, for the most part, the 85's great, but it's the armor that really sells this thing, and it has very little weak points, or I wouldn't say little weak points, but because this vehicle is fairly rare to go up against, not a lot of people know where to pen this thing. A lot of people go for the commander's cupola here, the little turret on top, and that is good, but that is also quite well armoured. But this thing also gets 6 crew members, as you'll see, and so what it means is this thing is extremely survivable as well, and it doesn't usually get taken down in one hit, typically a lot of the time. So what you end up having is people try to hit your turret ring, or they'll try to go through your side plate here, and they won't go through, and then you just dispatch them with the 85mm, and it is absolutely insane. I've had a few good games in this that I did want to post, but this is by far the best that I've had recently, and probably the best I'm gonna get, so I think I will show it off to you. I am just saying, this isn't just like a one-time only good game. My service record in this vehicle is probably one of the most positive I've ever had in this game, and therefore I cannot describe this vehicle in one video. It is genuinely insane. If you haven't watched Spookston's video on this, go and watch it, because he does a really good example of showing off the capabilities of this vehicle. But the 85mm is just great at this battle rating of 5.7, especially against Tigers. Even Tiger 1s, when they angle, this thing can usually just slice right through the front plane, but it does struggle against the Panthers' mantlets and so forth, but it's not really too much of an issue. I have really enjoyed playing this vehicle. Now, I do want to do more of these videos, kind of looking into a bit more of an analysis, but I only started playing this vehicle just yesterday to get the Marks of Distinction done, and I've kind of been focusing more on that to get the BM31 than I have actually really been uploading, which probably isn't a good thing, but I know that a lot of people kind of just cover all the events and everything already, people like European, Canadian, and so forth, and so I don't really want to copy people, and I kind of just want to make something more original. But if you want me to post more news stuff, then, you know, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll happily do that. But I've been wanting to grind it out because when I get the BM31, I'll be probably uploading another In Defense Off video for that. And yeah, no, I look forward to obtaining it, especially since I don't have the other Katusha truck. But we're pushing back up to Alpha here. A lot of our teams seem to have, I haven't had the map expanded here, it seems to have kind of the southern sectors clear here, and whilst we're pushing back up to A, we are engaging with 3 to 4 targets. We have a VK at which we slice straight through the front plate, no problem, and Nashorn which I actually load HE for. For those that don't know, I always like to bring roughly about 2 to 3 or 3 to 5 kind of HE shells, and this is the angle that I'm on about, that we're positioned at. This is the angle, and it is insanely baiting for the enemy. But I always bring roughly around 3 to 5 shells of HE depending on the vehicle, because if you're going up against an open top, it will typically instantly kill it and overpressure it without a problem. We then go up against a Panther here, and also I believe that was a Sturm. I just can't get over this vehicle, how insane it is. And even though the Panther's angle with this 85mm just will slice through the side of it, and that's one thing which I love about the 85s, is even against well-angled vehicles, it slices through them. And I don't want to say I love this vehicle, because I'm fully aware that this vehicle is very blatantly overpowered, but I do. I love this vehicle. Believe it or not, actually, the one vehicle that I keep getting killed by in this thing is Panzer 470s. More like, I want to say like 8 out of 9 times that I've died in this thing, it has been by Panzer 470s, and I don't know why, because this thing casually shrugs off long 88s without a problem. But when it comes down to facing these things, they always seem to get me, and I always struggle to pen them, especially with the 85. And what I typically have to do is go through the top part of the front plate there, sort of just above the transmission, to actually get through, and it seems to work pretty well, especially with the 85s, either that or the driver's pull. Now, I'm checking around here just in case there's any enemies surrounding us, and I think we're mostly clear. But given that we are beginning to lose Objective Bravo, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to hold these in a spawn trap anymore, because it's very not fair of me, especially the KV-220. But we decide to go down and push towards B. Now, we do actually spot the Tiger through kind of the, through the broken walls here, and it is, obviously a Tiger, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we can easily deal with that. And we also have a Sherman which comes along to assist us, and the fact that this thing can casually pull off 8 kill games without a problem is insane. If it, like I mentioned at the start of this video, if this had, if this game, this BR had nukes in, we'd have a nuke, which is really scary for just the capabilities of this vehicle. But this here does wrap up our 13th kill on the Tiger there, and we go right through his side plate here, and boom, ammunition explosion. Now, we do move in to try and cap the B point as well, just because we want a few extra points there, but as you will see here as I pull up the scoreboard, we're top of the board here, 1 assist, 13 kills and 1 death. Oh my lord. The other thing that I do like about this vehicle is its mobility. For a heavy tank, a Soviet heavy tank at VAR, it's quite nippy, and I believe that is because the engine is just huge on this, but it is very quick to use and get about the place, and it creates a very good offensive vehicle that I genuinely do enjoy playing. But apart from that, that is just game over. A very quick game, but with such a succession of kills. Oh my lord. Apart from that though, people, if you did enjoy this video, please consider leaving it a like and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more. And I will catch you all in the next one.